Okay, you guys, I just wanted to make a quick how-to video, how to draw a squirrel using the grid method. Here it was your warm-up assignment for today, and some of you just need to review how to draw a grid, and others how to actually use it to improve your drawings. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to draw a grid using your ruler. Okay, so if I turn my ruler right side up, notice that the big numbers on your ruler have a line next to them. That's the inch line. So it just means that from the end of the ruler to here, that's 1 inch. And then from the end of the ruler all the way over to here, that's 2 inches, and so on and so on, okay? For the assignment that we're doing today, the boxes have to be 1 inch wide. And we're gonna need 5 of them per row, per column. So the easiest way I think to do that is to line up the end of your ruler with the end of the paper. This is probably the most critical step, and a lot of students don't do that. And what happens is their lines end up really crooked, slanted. What they'll do is that they'll put their ruler anywhere and just start making marks. The problem with that is that when you make your other set of marks, it's hard to know how much distance there is. So just to make it easier on yourself, you can just line up the end of your ruler to the end of the paper. And on Schoology, I will put a link there for printing out a ruler if you don't have an actual ruler. There are rulers online you can print out, okay? Or you can go ahead and look around and see if you can print one out for yourself. Eventually you will need a ruler. It's just a perfect tool for doing this. Okay, so what I do is I'll put my pencil here on the ruler and then just slide it down and mark it. And you don't need a very big mark, you just need a small mark. Okay, so if I move this out of the way, you can see here are my marks. And you want to make your grid lines light. You don't really want them to be that dark. Okay, I'm doing it dark so that you can see what I'm doing, but try to keep it pretty light. Okay, now that's the first set. Now I need another set of marks. You gotta do at least 2 sets. Some students even will go as far as making 3 sets of marks, but that might be a little too much. So once you have your 2 sets of marks, all you gotta do is just line up your ruler and hold it down steady so it doesn't move on you, and just go ahead and draw that line. And once again, I would try to keep the marks, the lines, pretty light, in case you mess up and you need to erase it and fix it. And if your grid lines are wrong, I will ask you to redo this assignment. Okay, so there you have it for the vertical lines, but now we need the ones that go horizontally. Okay, so I think the easiest way to do that is just to turn your paper, and once again, I'm working with my ruler upside down just so that you can see it in the camera. Okay, so that I could see, here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you could also work the ruler just like this, but instead of using the 1, I would have to line up my ruler and the end of the paper to the 5. Okay, it's just much harder for me to do that. It's not that harder, but it just to make sure that everything's lined up the way it should be, I'll just keep everything consistent. You're going to get really good at drawing grids. We're going to do a lot of grid drawing. Okay. And then just go ahead and print that out. All right. Okay, so once you have your grid, the next step, if we take a look at our handout here, is to letter it and number it, okay? So let's do that. And remember that I am also grading if you know how to follow directions, okay? I know that this is super basic, but I want to see that you can follow these very simple instructions so that we can build on that. If you can follow these instructions, then we can move on to things that are more complicated, okay? All right, so now I'm ready to begin to draw this squirrel, okay? I have my extra sheet of paper, all right? And I'll show you what it looks like on the handout, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the paper, okay? So something that is really helpful, and you might need to put this paper, you might need to tape it to the screen of your computer. But if you printed out the handout, you would do it like this, okay? So I noticed that there's nothing in box 1A, so I'm just gonna cross that off. And then I'm gonna start to look at B1, and I noticed that the ears are in B1, okay? So how much of the ears, where are the ears? Something that I like to do is sometimes I will divide a box even further. This is a really good trick. And whatever I do to that box, I need to do to this one. Okay? And that just helps you even more, okay? Because now I can see that this ear happens down here, about halfway. I'll make a mark. And then that it touches this middle. It has to reach all the way over here, and then it comes down here. You see these marks that I'm making? The marks help me figure out, they're like a map, like a dot to dot, okay? You guys remember those dot to dots from elementary school? They'll help me draw this, okay, accurately. All right, now if I look up here, I'm not done yet with this box. I still need to put the other part of the ear. And I'm just making some marks for myself, okay? And then I draw. All right, that one's done. Done. Moving on. Next box, okay? The thing that you're fighting in your head is to rush, okay? There's no need to rush here, all right? Take your time and go slow, just so that you ensure that your drawing is accurate, okay? Where does it need to touch? All right. There's a little bit of the eye here. I need to actually divide this one half and half. Okay, and I just eyeball that, which means I just kind of take a guess. All right, okay, that's gonna help me a bunch, because now I can see that this top of the eye doesn't go past this line. It actually needs to happen in here somewhere. Okay, and then that this just swings down and it touches right there. I'm gonna make a mark so I know where I'm going. I need to go from here to here. Bam. Okay, done. All right, and then the last thing, this just goes down to here, and then I see the little bit of the nose there. Okay, row number 1 is done. Now I'm gonna move down to row number 2. Row number 2 seems a little more complicated, but that's good, I can handle that. I noticed that there's nothing here. Okay, so I can skip that one and then move on to the next one, and so on, okay? And I will just keep doing that erasing, fixing. Okay. All right. So let's see what it looks like if you are working from your screen and you need to put it on a different piece of paper, like our big grid here. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna do is erase some of these lines first. Okay, starting from scratch here. Okay, so all right, just so you guys can see it better. Okay, so cover up the part that you're not working on. And if you're working on your handout, your extra grid that you drew, okay? Same thing here as before. There's nothing in this box, and then move on to the next box. And I will definitely divide this half and half again, and I'll divide this one half and half, okay? And then I'll do exactly how I did before. I'm just gonna start to use my grid lines. I'm gonna put some dots here and there so I know where to go, okay? Like right here, it's about right there. I'm gonna take a guess that it's about right there. And then this one is just inside the line here, okay? And so I just need to go up at a curve, kind of curvy, and then this one just needs to join it there, okay? All right. And I might have even went a little too far. Let me fix that. I think that I need to go here. All right, so let's go there and then go there. Something like that. All right, that one's done. And then moving on to the next box. Okay, this just swings down. I'm making a video. This just swings down here. I'm almost done. And then this goes this way, and then this just swings down like that, okay? And then so on and so on. You're just gonna go this way, okay? And then same thing for the eye here. Divide that half and half so that you can see it better, and notice that it goes like that, okay? And that's it, and you just keep working on it one row at a time.